Happy Thursday! So today, Jesus has his last meal with his disciples called the Passover meal. He goes up to an upper room, has the disciples prepare for him ahead of time, and then there he washes their feet, which is what's usually was a servant usually does that, but he had to do it this time to show them what they must do for the people that they're supposed to serve. But Peter, you gotta love Peter. He always opens his mouth before thinking. He says, "You can't wash. You shouldn't wash my feet." And Jesus says, If I don't wash your feet, then you won't know the kingdom of heaven." And then he said, when Jesus said that, Peter's like, "Well, then wash my hands, my head, my whole body." He's like, "Nope, nope, your feet. That's all you need." Um, he then does communion, first ever communion, where he tells them that the bread represents his body that's about to be broken. His The wine represents his blood that's about to be poured out for the forgiveness of mankind. It's not, it does not change to his real body or his real blood. I know some people think that. No, it's a representation of it. Um, he also tells the disciples the time has come for him to die and to be betrayed. He said, you're going to run away and you're going to hide. And Peter again opens his mouth again and says, "But Lord, I'm willing to die for you." And Jesus looks at him and says, "Before the rooster crows on Friday morning, you have denied me 3 times." He then tells the disciples that one of them will betray him, which then pretty much everything points to Judas Iscariot. But it goes over the disciples' heads. They don't fully understand. They think that Jesus is telling him he has to go and pay for the Passover, pay for all the supplies and stuff. So he leaves. Then Jesus leads his disciples to the Garden of Gethsemane, or on the Mount of Olives, and he goes there to be ready because that's where he's going to be arrested late Thursday night, early Friday morning. What happens there is he takes his disciples, he sits them down, and he takes Peter, James, and John up farther away, and he tells them, "Stay here and pray that the devil won't tempt you." Then he walks away and prays, and here's where he begs he begs God, his Father, to let this cup of suffering pass over him, that let there be another way that we could save mankind. But instead of being letting his human nature come out and being selfish and being like, "Nope, I'm not going to do this," his idea of, "Okay, whatever your will is, Father, I will do. If you want me to die, I'll die." But let's just think about this. Um, the anxiety of what he knows he's about to go through is so much that he starts sweating blood. And they've actually proven that this is a medical thing where somebody's anxiety and stress can get so much that it pops your blood vessels in your scalp. And when that happens, your sweat comes out as blood. So Jesus has already started losing blood before even being arrested. So that's a law. What next happens is Judas comes in with the guards of the temple, and he goes and he kisses Jesus on the cheek. And when he does that, Jesus looks at him and says, "You really, you betray the son, the Son of Man, the Son of God, with a kiss." Because a kiss back then, and of course nowadays, a lot of times, a kiss on the cheek is a sign of hello, all that. So what happens is then they come and arrest him, and Peter again overreacts, takes a sword, and cuts off the ear of one of the servants of the high priest that was there with the guards. Cut his ear completely off. Jesus looks at him and says the quote, says the great scriptures verse that says, the put your sword down, Peter, because who lives by the sword dies by the sword. And then he takes the ear, puts it back, and heals the servant. And then the Jewish authorities take him to court. And that's what happens early Friday morning, and it just gets worse. Just knowing the fact that Jesus knew what he was going through, what he was going to go through, and still be willing to do that just for me, for you, for everybody in this world, past, present, future. It makes me think a lot, because that's love, and makes you emotional, makes you hard to think that I wouldn't be willing to do that for anybody, but yet he was. And it just gets worse, and Friday is going to be really tough to talk about. So have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.